Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kenda Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have an anonymous female left behind and forward-moving spouse. Her bomb drop is March 12th of 2022. Her date of marriage is 2000. She has a boomerang and a high-energy replayer. She says, my husband and I are informally separated. I'm not sure if I want to stand any longer. I've been married since I was 16 due to religious reasons. I'm now 38 and he's 40. I'm college educated and I'm in graduate school. He isn't college educated, neither is the alienator. He's threatened by me pursuing higher education. His father passed away in December of 2021. They didn't have a relationship. One of the reasons I question standing is due to the alienator contacting me regarding him, like what they do sexually and money he has supposedly spent. Why is she doing this when he's with her most of the time? I recently contacted the police about this, and they contacted her. I will proceed to get her arrested if she continues to contact me for aggravated harassment. I did this because it's hard not to look at the messages even after blocking, and she uses his phone to contact me. It seems she likes to torture me and wants to feel at my level as his wife. Am I handling this situation right? I don't know if you're handling it right or not. I mean, I'm not concerned heavily because I like the strength you have. You put a boundary and then there's a consequence. You cross this boundary, you get contacted by the police. I like that. What I don't know about it is it too much energy for her? Because you have some good insight into this psychologically. She likes to torture you. Yes, she does. And here it is. She wants to feel at your level as his wife. Often, I see that alienators of MLCers have borderline personality disorder tendencies. And as always, I want to say that doesn't mean I think that they are borderline personalities, that they would be diagnosable. Some, sure, of course. But I do think that some of the traits of borderline are the negative coping skills that women decline into when in the context of an illicit affair, especially perhaps an affair with an MLC and what they do on their end of it. And so we see a lot of borderline personality traits. What I see here is I see narcissistic personality traits. Similar, but there's some differences. A borderline is very protective of the relationship and of the MLCer. She thinks, and usually it's a she in this situation, because male alienators are more narcissistic probably. She thinks he is hers, and she's very possessive. A narcissist does what you just said. She wants to be you. She wants to replace you in your life. And narcissists go after you. They don't have a problem pursuing you. In some situations, it's not even about the MLCer. They have gone after the MLCer to torture you, to torment you. Maybe it's specific, or maybe to torment women, and you are the representative of women. Because they might not know you, but they want your life, and you become the target. And it's about you. Even if it's not personal because they didn't know you personally. So when you say she is contacting you regarding him, like what they do sexually, oh yes, that is standard narcissistic tendencies. Now, I think in my situation, the alienator was borderline. And I think she probably really was due to some of the high level things she did. She tried a few of those things as well, and they just didn't work, so she didn't keep doing them. She hardly ever contacted me. But I did answer the phone one time. It was during the first year. He'd just moved home and he snuck out of her house, and so she knew it. And so he said, she's going to call. I think she's going to call in the morning. Could you keep her on the phone so I can get out? He was afraid he wouldn't be able to get, And at that point, he didn't have the strength to handle it. And he also was afraid that she was going to show up at Costco. He had just started that new job, maybe a few weeks before. And he was afraid he would not be able to get inside because she'd make a big scene out in the parking lot. And I was to hold her on the phone. So I answered and I talked to her, and I ended up talking to her for several hours, not screaming at her, but In the beginning, we set that boundary, and then here I am counseling with this, like I'm her therapist, and I'm not a therapist. But I tried to show her grace. I tried to show her the respect. So, but in the beginning, she says, well, I'm just going to come over there and have sex on your couch with him like I did before. And I wish I could say I was face to face because I laughed in her face, except I laughed into the phone. I said, yeah, I always hated that couch anyway. I don't care about it. So she immediately figured out, okay, that's not going to fly. I can't upset her with that. And that's when the conversation turned. So it's done by the others. But if she is pursuing you and targeting you, that is a narcissistic tendency. Still an alienator that is an affair down, which is awesome. I know it sounds creepy to say that because an alienator of any sort sucks, but I would rather they have affair down alienators, and they commonly do. She's going to be very controlling of him. She will want to, if she is in a place where you are also, let's say you're at a sporting event for your kids and she's in the bleachers across and can see you, she will make public displays of affection. And the purpose is really the audience. It's for an audience of one, and the audience is you. Maybe for others too, but the audience is you. She wants to torment you with it. Posts on Facebook if she knows you see him or can see him. Oh yeah, she's doing it to get to you. She is trying to upset you, torment you, torture you, anything she can do, and one up you. See, I won. I'm the winner. Da da da. Lick my hair. Yeah, that's obviously immature, but it's also narcissism. So, what is he doing with her most? Why is she doing this when he's with her most of the time? Because it has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with her being the winner, and she's not. But that's what she thinks. And if you give that energy by showing how bothered you are by it, it's just going to feed her narcissistic supply. And so we come to the dilemma of there are things where we have to set boundaries, and if we don't do anything, if we do nothing, sometimes we allow things to continue. And if we do something, we feed it. Are we feeding it by doing nothing? Sometimes it depends on what the activity, the behavior is. So, is calling the police giving it energy or not? I really like that you're doing it. What you need to do is find out if she escalates with it and continues. They'll escalate for a while just to see where the ceiling is, where either they finally deflate and decide I have to go take my narcissist somewhere else and try and poke somebody else because it's not working here. Not that they're thinking it in those words in their head. Or they just keep going. Some don't give up. They'll double down, double down, double down. But I think that it is still the right thing to do, at least at this point. And then you might come to a point where if it doesn't do anything and it doesn't stop her, maybe there will be no point in going to the police. Now, imagine, however, that she was doing this harassment with something where it had other effects on you, like your finances. Then what would you do? Well, you can ignore it, but she's still going to drain your finances and steal everything from you, or are you just going to let it happen? So you have to figure out where the boundaries are, because you don't want that either. You have to find a balance of not giving it so much energy and yet not allowing yourself to be on a doormat. But that is what's going on, is you have an alienator who is interested in targeting you. And that's her fun. So right now, I think you are handling it right, but I want you to observe and watch and see what she does with that. Okay? Sorry for your situation, but I hope this was helpful. I will see everybody in the next question.